Here's an unpopular perspective for you. Company culture is everyone's responsibility. If you're handing it over to HR at the moment, saying, here's culture, it's not where I want it to be and it needs to be better, do it, and if it goes wrong, it's on your shoulders, then you really don't understand culture as a phenomenon and as a topic. Company culture is responsible for huge amounts of your business's growth. It's the energy, it's the heartbeat of your organization. And there's 6 key areas of the business. Everybody, but we can kind of categorize into 6 key areas here. The first one being the board of directors, then the CEO and senior management level, maybe it's VPs, maybe it's C-level. Then the human resources department, the HR team. Yes, they have a part to play, but they aren't the only ones responsible. Then we have the compliance, risk, ethics departments. Now that might not be a specific department in your scale of organization, but there's a consideration to be made for people that are dealing with compliance, risk, and ethics and what they should be adding to culture. Then there's also the middle management level, the people that are actually managing the teams on the ground. And then there's the employees, the most important part of this organization that really will be the ones that are living and breathing the culture. But what do each one of those different layers provide to culture? And as we said, company culture is everyone's responsibility. So each one of them must have a key part to play. So let's start at the top with the board of directors. Not often do board of directors get involved in culture or see themselves as playing a part. But in my mind, they have a part to play. And their part really is about guiding the definition and the development of what that desired culture should be. They need to ensure that it aligns with the business goals and meets the needs of all of the stakeholders that are involved in this business. That's the kind of level that they can come in at this from. The second one is the CEO themselves and the senior management team. Their role within all of this is to design and define the desired culture. Then they are to cultivate it through their leadership actions within the business, including things like setting objectives around it, strategies around it, and making sure that the key results are a priority within the organization. They should be culture building within the actual business themselves. They aren't just standing back and giving that over to HR. The next one is the human resources department, our favorite one when it comes to company culture. They do have an impact though, and of course their role within this is to design the employee experience. They're there to interpret that experience, to reinforce the desired culture within it, and they're also to feed back on the heartbeat of what's going on within the organization from a staffing level. They'll be implementing strategies and programs that will enable the rest of the organization to kind of benchmark and also to fulfill their cultural responsibilities. They'll offer things like training programs, talent development, leader development. They do a lot of culture building activities themselves. They'll also build things like culture guidebooks, e-books, and they'll also have processes in play for better performance management and measurements, and they'll have systems in place for rewarding and recognizing people within the organization that are nurturing the desired culture that you're trying to build. So they have a part to play. It's not just them though. And we talked a little bit about that compliance, risk, and ethics department, or the people and team that are involved in that. Their role is to give input to the CEO and to the senior management on what the definition of the desired culture from the perspective of ethics and risks needs to be. They need to ensure that the execution of this desired culture across the organization aligns with the company's risk management strategies, the tools such as the ethics decision trees that they may be doing, or other processes such as whistleblower programs and other things out there to ensure that from a compliance perspective, the monitoring's in play and that all the activities aligned with that new desired culture. Then we have the middle management and the employees. The middle management, for instance, they are the ones that are delivering on that employee experience. They are there to interpret and reinforce that desired culture to the team. They'll also be implementing culture building strategies themselves, but they'll be mainly cultivating employee engagement with that desired culture all the way through fulfilling the responsibilities there to the employees. The last one is the employees themselves. Last but not least, and in fact the most important. The employees are often the people that get culture dumped on. They get culture dumped, and they are then just supposed to suddenly become this culture, and their input isn't included in it. To me, they're there to also provide input to the CEO, to the senior management. They're there to help with definitions of what the desired culture and what the culture building programs and tactics are, and providing them with some level of insight on how the desired culture is aligning with or differs from the actual culture that's happening on the ground. And also they'll bring a customer perspective. These people that are talking to your customers, they'll have a perspective on what's going on within your organization and what type of culture they perceive you as having. They will also be able to give you immediate feedback on needs and expectations that maybe aren't being hit. But one of the most important things really is that they are providing you feedback continuously. They need to be giving you feedback on what's happening today, maybe on culture building activities that happened previously, that before you came into the organization, where things went wrong previously, where things just, people are turned off to certain activities, and that's good to be aware of those things. But they are there creating, adhering to, enforcing routines and the new norms that are there to interpret the desired culture that's going to be happening on the ground. So everybody has a responsibility. Everybody has a part to play, and all 6 of those different layers that we went through are key to ensuring that cultural transformation happens and that you have the platform to launch your business off. All right, I hope it helps. Bye.